let's get into what On3 specializes in. Obviously, you guys do a hell of a job at everything, but like if I need transfer portal stuff, like where I'm going On3, man. You guys do a hell of a job. Man, you did like a 2.5 hour breakdown earlier today. I saw. I'm gonna have to get on that at some point just to get some more updates. So, or I'll just actually get everything right now. But the portal's been popping. It's been popping for like a week, but officially open now. And I want to start with the quarterbacks first because it's the most important position, obviously, out there. And I'm just going to rattle off some names real quick just for everyone that doesn't know. Here are some of the quarterbacks currently in the portal: Dante Moore, Cam Ward, Will Howard, Riley Leonard, Dillon Gabriel went in this morning, Oklahoma quarterback, Kyle McCord, Ohio State quarterback, DJU, Will Rogers. Yes, I saw you guys say he's going to Washington. Come on, baby. Get out of the SEC. And then Tyler Van Dyke. A lot of top quarterbacks in the portal right now. We're not going to get through each one of them. If you want that, go to On3. They do a great job kind of breaking it all down. And obviously, we'll keep you updated with all the guys and where they move on. But JD, I want to get your top 5 quarterbacks. Like, if I'm if I'm Ohio State right now, and my quarterback just hit the portal, what's my Christmas list of 5 quarterbacks that I want?
I think the most proven guy in the entire portal, I don't know if he's a fit for Ohio State, but who I would probably go after if I'm just a generic university. Like, I think Dillon Gabriel makes a ton of sense. I mean, he's going on his 6th year of college football, potentially done it at a lot of different places, done it in different conferences. I feel like I know what I'm getting with him if I brought him in, so he's my number 1 guy. At number 2, I would probably go with Will Howard for a similar reason. Played a lot of football. I think he might be a guy that gets to the right spot and just explodes. Like Kansas State, as good as they are and as good as he was there, it's not exactly a quarterback-friendly offense. It's not something where you get to really strut your stuff too much. And so seeing him against Texas throw for like 4 touchdowns and lead them charging back, I think he's got some more juice. And so wherever he lands, I think he's going to be a hot commodity. USC in the mix there. I know Lincoln Riley went to visit him. Cam Ward for me at 3. Same reason with Will Howard, like just huge upside, huge boom factor. Now, this is his 2nd transfer. He was at Incarnate Word, now transferred to Washington State, and now transferring to who knows where. I'm going to keep an eye on Ohio State there, just because I think with what he presents as like a dual threat, it feels like for years now that's kind of been an issue for them. Like, no knock on C.J. Stroud, no knock on Kyle McCord, but I'm watching J.J. McCarthy go playground mode against us. I want to get someone who can do a little bit for us as well and ad-lib. So I like him. Riley Leonard. I was doing this list, Aaron, and I was like, I got a guy who might be in the 1st round here outside of my top 3, which is just that's how deep it is. I don't know that I don't like him better at a place like Auburn with his skill set, with that RPO system and just how talented he is throwing the football. Kind of the same thing. Like, you just kind of know what you're getting with him. He's got a ton of ability. Then at 5, I'll go your boy Will Rogers. Let's get him out of the SEC.
Get him out of there.
When it comes to production, man, like, very, very few that have done what he's done. Obviously, yourself being one of them, but very few that can do what he's done in that conference, and I think that should hold some weight. So those are my top 5, but a pretty deep group, and it might get deeper here going forward. We'll see.
Yeah. You definitely need. All right, we had a little super chat. Appreciate you, Turner Young. Dante Moore to Ohio State. Mom has an illness, and she has moved from Michigan to Ohio. Can not confirm that, but does make sense.
There we go.
I was not overly impressed with him this year, but hell, he's a freshman, so like I don't want to rush to judgment of a young kid, obviously with a lot of talent, playing his first year in what we've seen was a more competitive Pac-12 this season. Big subplot that someone that put in the messages too. My records need to stay alive, especially when a guy gets 5 years to break a 4-year record. Will Rogers, get your ass out of the SEC. I'm kidding. I like Will. Will and I got a good. I did have one of his. I had the second to last game. He came up to me and did say, "Hey man, your records are safe." So,
little insider trading there, maybe.
Yes. I was like, thank you. I'm not going to use it in the broadcast, but I do appreciate you letting me know that my records are safe. All right. Some other big news, and JD PicKell joined us right now. You can catch him on 3. Got some of the best flow, just like our boy T-Bob, in the game. So go over there, subscribe, all that good stuff. Texas A&M. I saw a tweet from Evan Stewart saying that they did not get paid all that money from a couple years ago, which is kind of hard for me to fathom. That I kind of felt like he was making mid 6 figures to maybe low, even $1 million. Do you believe it? And does that is Elko trying to keep that crew together, you think? Because I thought, like, man, you get Elko in, give him a week to talk to those guys, keep all those 4 and 5 star guys on the roster, and you got a pretty damn good team heading into next year. Do you think he really cares about that, or are we going to see like maybe a mini Dion situation where, you know, he's fine with some guys leaving and he's just going to bring in a whole new group of guys through the portal himself?
I think it's one of those things where you kind of got to make the standard pretty clear. And you've been around multiple coaches, Aaron. Like, there is good teams have a standard and a way of doing things. And if I'm Mike Elko, I make it very clear what it is. Are you with us? If you are, great. We'd love to have you. You're super talented. But if not, we're Texas A&M. We can and will recruit well, and we will win without you. We're not gonna keep talent for the sake of keeping talent. We're gonna make sure we have guys that are gonna contribute to what we want to do here. In regards to the Evan Stewart and the conversation around, well, we weren't paid this, or whatever was subliminally communicated through that Instagram caption, that doesn't sound correct to me. I mean, also, if you're a big time wide receiver, shouldn't you get paid? Now, maybe he's saying, hey, I wasn't getting money directly from A&M. It was coming from other deals we got set up ourselves or what have you. Would have to imagine there's a fair amount of opportunities in Bryan College Station. But, yeah, as a whole, like, NIL is no longer, like, taboo or dirty. It's like, no, you should go create opportunities for yourself. Go create value for yourself, like Nick Saban says, and A&M's a great place to do that. So that's kind of my thought on that whole thing, Aaron.
Turner Young, man, we need a little insight over here. Getting some good scoop. Walter Nolan. You know who needs Walter Nolan? It's Georgia. They need some defensive line, possibly get some big boys up there up front, something that, kind of kicked their butt this weekend, something that we're not used to seeing. But damn, Turner Young just got all the inside scoop over here. I mean, you got some openings at On3? Come on.
Yeah. Have him direct message us, huh? No, that's that'd be an interesting fit. That'd be a long way to go. That'd be a long way for him to leave. I feel like a lot of those guys would want to stay in the SEC.
Dobby in the chat. Aaron, did you ever let that poor kid from high school have your retired number? I got to look up what his stats are. So, JD, what would you do in this situation? I won a state championship in high school, Mr. Florida records, whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, they retired my number. This kid, sophomore, transferred in from another school, played JV football the year before, had like 5 catches for like 50 yards, transferred into my high school, hits me up in my DMs and says, hey, Aaron, number 11's always been my number. I saw that it was retired at Plant. Could you please allow them to unretire it so I could have it?
Okay.
I never responded. I probably should have at least responded. But
Yeah.
I'm like, kind of thinking like maybe I'll look and like if he's a baller and earns it, maybe I'll kind of jump back in and say, yeah, you can have it. Like, am I being an asshole? Am I being a Grinch? Or should I let the kid have it? Or should I let him earn it?
I would ask you his name, but I don't want to out him. So let's just say his name is John.
Yeah.
Say, John, how about you never direct message me again until you break some records in the state of Florida, or you become Mr. Football in the state of Florida, or you have the juice to ask a question like this. I don't care that it was your number. I don't care that this means something to you. You know what? I wore this number, and I did a lot of good things in it. They retired it for a reason. You don't just get your number retired because you asked for it. All right. So I would probably. I mean, I think you were nice, Aaron, to even think about this. But I would, if someone asked to unretire my number, if my number ever got retired, I'd be like, dude, absolutely not. That thing is staying with me unless you are gonna be the greatest of all time. Unless LeBron James.
Unless you're like a baller. Like, come on. Like, you can't come out of retirement just for some kid that's gonna be. And I don't know. Maybe he is. I've never seen him. I haven't seen the highlights. I just know based on freshman year, like he's a freshman. Like we talk about Dante Moore. You're young. Maybe you blossom to something.
Unless
but
it's meaningful.
Number 11 ain't
like,
just gonna make you a stud.
Yes, unless like, hey, my grandfather wore this. It would mean a lot if I could wear it for a season.
I don't even know.
Maybe we can talk about it. Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe you need to get into the NIL game a little bit here. Yeah, you can wear it. How about you? I don't know. Wrap me a 7-figure check and we'll talk about it.
What do your mom? What does your mom and dad do?
Yes.
They want to pay for it. How much do you really like that number 11? I saw Cam talk about that when he got drafted by the Panthers. I forgot who was the quarterback there that had number 2, and he said, "Cam, you can pay me $1 million for it."
Jimmy Clausen.
Like, Jimmy Clausen. Yeah, that's what it was. And Cam's like, "No, like I'll take one. Screw you, and I'll make sure you never see the field ever again." I think that's kind of what his thoughts were.
Clipboard.
All right, well, that is JD PicKell joining us from On3. Make sure you go check them out. They are, if you want more portal news, They did a great show early today. I think it was you and Andy Staples,
Yeah.
kind of breaking stuff down. They'll be doing it obviously throughout this whole transfer portal window for the next month and a half, and obviously great breakdowns as well, getting you ready for playoffs, bowl games, all that good stuff. JD, man, appreciate you jumping on with us today.
Always, man. Happy to be on. It's a wild time in college football. Blast talking about it with you, brother. You have a great rest of your Portal Monday.